Okay, in this video I want to go over some of the common issues that can happen when people get cheap batteries and get constantly cheaper results. So there's a common saying, you pay cheap, you pay twice, and the cheapest isn't always the best, and the best isn't always the cheapest. So I put this photo album together. It's from the photos are from the Crap Home Battery Installations group, this one here. So if you scroll down, you can see I've taken screenshots from this page. Let's go through it. So this one here, you can see the battery's fallen over because they haven't used a proper foundation. It's just been ground mounted, and presumably what happened is the ground might have got loose with the rain, and that caused the soil to get wet and soften, and the battery's heavy, and so the ground's gotten like unlevel with the soil, and it's caused it to topple over. This one here, you can see they've installed the battery under a water hose. Which isn't ideal. Then here that you can see they just use some like pavers, and they haven't properly put gravel underneath the soil or anything. They haven't used a proper concrete slab, and so it's looking like this. Not to mention like exposed cables up here as well that aren't in conduit. Next one, this one here, so you can see there's just like grass around the battery, and so it's hard to see how well it's mounted to the ground. Yeah. If you look up close, that's okay. Well, I mean, it's not terrible, but yeah. Let's keep moving. This one here, so some guy is saying he's got a Fox ESS. It's poor insulation. It's a north-facing wall, so it's exposed to the sun. The cabling looks non-compliant and messy. Might be better if yeah, so you can see there's exposed cables coming out. So it needs to be no more than 300 millimeters of exposed cable. It's better for it all to be in conduit. Yeah, so it's really quite a poor insulation quality. It looks quite, as you said, it looks pretty messy. And this is something that's got, like, it's meant to last with a warranty of 10 years. So it's just not worth trying to skimp on costs. This is another one with non-compliant cabling. Really, they've got the ground cables connecting to the inverter. It's hard to see if it's running back to the inverter, but they've just whacked the labels on the battery as well, which is it's not compliant. It's actually meant to be to either side of the battery, of the inverter. This guy here, he's boasting it. He thinks his installation was good, but he's just installed the battery on these like these little pavers. So, and the cabling as well, it's pretty messy. It's exposed. There's some exposed conduits as well. So this one here, they just stacked the Fox ESS batteries on like exposed to the rain, so the boxes have gotten wet. So yeah, that's a pretty not a goodie, because yeah, I mean those batteries could easily topple or it's not very secure looking like that. And yeah. So you can see these look pretty messy installations, like cables, and like they're they're not straight. So yeah, I mean, again, it's something that's like you're investing. Batteries cost thousands of dollars, and they're meant to be last for 10, 15 years or yeah. So is it really worth trying to skimp on a little costs compared to like the long term savings being much higher? So, and then these are some reviews that people have left of Fox. So, the common issue is that they call them up and they don't even answer the phone. Yeah, so after sales support is typically very poor. This is another one where the battery's fallen off the wall and it's toppled flat on its face. This one, they've mounted the battery quite high, um, and like they were bragging about like quality workmanship, but it's quite unsafe because they've installed this battery on this pretty flimsy metal stand. It looks like it's mounted quite high above the wall, so yeah, it's a bit of a like it's. I mean, who's to say how if there's any going to be any problems with that or yeah. Anyways, this one here is the battery has a fault because it's been installed again. This is a common issue we see cropping up. It's the ground surfaces become unlevel because they haven't bothered to use a proper concrete slab and gravel underneath it, and so you can see there's a gap in between the top module that's mounted that's secured to the wall, but the other modules aren't. So it's caused it to lean slightly, and it's caused a gap on the top, and so there's probably some fault in the electrical connection, which is causing it not to work properly. Yeah. So it's showing a low voltage error. They were using a milk crate to stack the battery. Imagine that. It's a 370 kilogram battery stack. um, yeah, there's been a few issues with Fox where they've updated the firmware and it's like caused errors. So that's happened quite a bit. Yeah, so they lost the power to the house for half a minute. Um, and yeah, and it went to standby mode, so the battery was in the off position. So they restarted it with a shutdown procedure, um, and then it powered back up. But then it seemed to run fine, but then it went into standby mode after 5 minutes. So um, yeah, it's I mean, this is what happens when people choose something that's cheap. Like the overall results can end up being cheaper and cause more of a hassle and annoyance and problems. Some more one-star reviews. So again, the experience after the sale was disappointing for this person. They don't answer the calls. The installation was delayed. Uh, so they were hoping to install before the battery rebate dropped at the end of the year. They had this one. They had a power failure 2 days after the purchase, and the battery backup didn't kick in, so it wasn't set up properly. This one they cancelled multiple times, blaming it on the rain, and Then they determined the battery location wasn't suitable, despite the customers sending photos ahead of time and then being told the site inspection wasn't necessary. So they took time off work, and it was an annoyance because there were 4 failed attempts to arrange the installation. Next one, I mean, you've probably seen enough at this point, but yeah, this is the same person with Aussie that got installed from Aussie Solar Batteries, which pretty much only install Fox ESS batteries. So again, another 1 star. So they didn't show up. No phone call. And they're not answering the phone afterwards. Similarly, we've got another 1 star review, and they're saying it's quite a long review. They arranged the installation date multiple times, and then when they finally arrived on site to do the job, they decided they didn't want to do the job as they didn't have the right safety gear. So this one is saying cheap gear, cut corner installs, and subcontracted crews. The workmanship on our job was terrible and clearly rushed. Plenty of non-compliant installs out there too. Just read the other reviews properly. The bad ones all tell the same story. Once the install is done, good luck getting proper support. Communication drops off fast, and accountability disappears even faster. I'd strongly recommend using a reputable local company with an in-house installation team who actually stand behind their work. Salt and batteries aren't cheap. This mob proves why chasing the lowest price usually backfires. Honestly, can't believe how many glowing reviews they have. Doesn't line up with reality. It's pretty depressing. I mean, there's so many 1 star reviews that they just keep going and going. This person, they said, they had a Fox home battery installed just before Christmas, but the installer couldn't get it to operate. He came back in the new year, but had to get onto Fox technical support, who said would come out to fix it, but there was no indication of that at the time of the review. He's rung and called several times, but couldn't get through, and only get acknowledgement replies to my emails, but no information on what's happening. Next one, just bought this house and was trying to figure out how the sun tree system and Fox ESS on my roof. Jay or the manager would not give me any information as I have to pay for the service. There is no information on the panels, who to contact, only address and number for China. I will have to pay an Australian electrician just to find out how it operates. Very bad people skills. Not at all like an Adelaide company should be run. Do not liaise with this company. If you wanted some details on buying a unit, he was happy to talk to me, but to discuss an installed system, Jay would not even give me details for an operation manual. Very negative experience. Next one, worst thing I did was put in a Fox ESS 42 kilowatt-hour battery and inverter. Support staff are in China. Battery keeps charging in high demand period. Constantly going off grid, so I have no control of system. 5 kilowatt inverter, not enough for 42 kilowatt-hour battery. Needs 10 kilowatt minimum for single phase. Bought it on price. Think twice about it. Next, not answering the phone and no reply to the email. If the installer disappears, no one is responsible for the warranty. Next, I have tried to call several times now and no answer, and at the end of the call, it asks to leave name and details for someone to call back. I'm still waiting, so there's no support that I can get for this product. And this one, avoid this company at all costs. I had a Fox ESS battery installed and it has not been operating from day one. Since installation, I have made multiple attempts to contact the company. I left several voicemail messages that were never returned and sent multiple emails with no response. It has now been over 2 months and I still have no response, no support, and no resolution. yet I am paying for a battery that does not work. Save yourself the headache and hassle and avoid this company. So I'll leave it at that. Um, so it just goes to show that it's important to look at 1-star reviews to know what bad experiences others have had and how important it is to avoid that you taking the risk that could, avoiding the risk that would happen to you as well.